Hi, I'm Hannah, and that's my audience. He's recording. Okay, so for my speech of demonstration, I'm going to be baking a classic yellow cake with homemade icing. So, really it's just kind of simple, like you just follow the instructions on the back. And it says that you want to preheat the oven, and we've already done that. And then we'll grease the pan later. But to show you how to make the mix, we're just going to start by, and this is my preference, but I like to start by putting a little bit of cake powder in the bottom, and then, I'll just show you. But put a little bit of cake powder. Let's see. And then it calls for 3 eggs, but like, I'm just going to put 1 in first. So that's for the first egg. And then I like to kind of mix the egg in, kind of. And then we'll go for the second egg. And then the third after I put a little bit more in there. So. And you just kind of do that until it's all mixed up. I'll just go ahead and put in the whole rest of this, just to save time. Just do that there. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna kind of stir the egg up, like in the rest of that. Kind of get it, you don't really have to get it like mixed in perfectly for right now, because you have like a lot of more stuff that's gonna go in there. So, next, it calls for, let me see, the water. I've already got the water in the thing, so pour the water in there. It's 1 cup, by the way. 1 whole cup of water, and it also calls for 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil, and I don't have the right cup for it. So what I'm going to do is for the cup, I'm just going to put, like, imagine 1/3 of the way there. So, I'm going to do that now. So yeah, just about 1/3 of that. Pour that in there. Try not to get too much if you don't have the correct cup. So, and then just kind of mix that all together. I'm using a fork to do it. I find that it's easier to mix that way instead of just using a spoon. Just kind of get all the lumps and stuff out. So you would mix that together, and for the rest of this, let's see what else it calls for. I think that's it. So basically you just stir this together, and some people use sprays. I actually, for my homemade icing, I use a stick of butter, like it's just homemade, so I don't, use the can. But with the same stick of butter that you would use in there, I actually just open the end while it's still hard, and I go lightly over the pan, and I'll show you that in just 1 second. Just that. So, let me finish stirring that in 1 second. Let me just show you how to do this. And then I'll just kind of briefly tell you, since I can't go put it on the stove, I'll just kind of briefly give an example of how I would put that together. Well, I guess while I'm buttering the pan, I'll actually tell you. So for the homemade icing, what you would do is you would put this whole stick of butter in there and kind of like get it pretty much all the way melted, and then you would put basically a capful of this vanilla. Put that in there, stir it up. You'd put, I don't know, like maybe 3 teaspoons. Okay, you'd put that this cocoa in there, and you'd mix that before you'd put some of the powdered sugar. And for this whole bag, this kind of might seem weird, but we would use probably 3/4 of this bag, and then stir that up, and basically that's how you would do that. And the key to this though is after you get done baking it, you would need to pour that on while it's hot. So, but yeah, so now I'm just going to butter this up, and that's basically it.